Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the session. Hello, Atul, Balu, Rosemary, Sam. Hi, everyone. Quick things. Can someone confirm whether you're able to hear me clearly and the screen being shared properly? If you can hear me clearly and see the screen, can you please put it in the chat, yes and yes, so that that gives me confirmation that I can proceed with the session. Kind people, please go ahead, confirm me. Okay, thank you, Balu. Thank you so much for confirming. Okay, let's start with our first demo session for this beautiful, wonderful, knowledgeable course that is Docker in Kubernetes. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Vijay Sharma. I have 12 years of experience in IT industry, and I am Google certified professional cloud architect, Azure certified administrator associate, and also AWS certified, and so many certifications and so much of experience, which I would like to share with you through this course that is Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, we have started this course to enlighten people about what Docker and Kubernetes is, starting from scratch, absolutely without any prerequisites, and then go ahead and learn the fundamentals and proceed to advanced aspects. And by the end of the course, I would love to have become. I would like to, see you mastering the Docker and Kubernetes. So, with that brief introduction, I want to, you know about you. Okay, I want to know about you. So, can you do quickly a brief introduction about yourself in the chat, like who you are and where you are from and what are your expectations from this course? For example, let's say you are Balu, okay? You can tell like I'm Balu, I'm from this place, and if you are working, what is your role? Or if you're comfortable, you can put it. If you're a student, you are a student, and then what is the expectation from this course? I want to know your thought process so that I will cater my sessions according to your needs. So, can you guys quickly put and introduce yourselves? If someone want to speak, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you so that you will have the opportunity to speak directly. Okay, please put it in the chat. I can see Syed, Sana, Srinivas, Raju, Sau, Sam, Rosemary, Mustafa, and Paul, and many more joining into this session. Okay, so put it in the chat, guys. Tell me who you are and where are you from and what are your expectations from this course are, and then we'll start with this session. And I'll present what is the crux of the course going to be. Okay, and stay till the end of the session. I have some surprise bonuses for you as well. So, okay, so let's start with the session. While you guys put it in the chat, what is your expectations are? So Srinivas Raju is saying he's from Hyderabad. He's working as manager in Capgemini, interested in learning Docker and Kubernetes. Fantastic, Srinivas Raju. Yes, it caters to both freshers and experienced people like you as well. Thank you. Anyone else? Come on, guys. Let's make this class more interactive. Okay. The more I know better about you, the more I can cater to your needs. Okay. See, if you are absolute freshers, then I'll focus more on, from scratch and of course, I'll start from basics as well. So Paul is saying he's from Hyderabad. He's currently working in an SI lead and overall 15 years of experience in infrastructure. Fantastic. Currently looking to extend his skill set into Docker and Kubernetes. Definitely, Paul. You will definitely learn a lot more about Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, Ruxana is middleware admin and need to switch my career. Sure, Ruxana. While switching career or starting a career, or if you are already into DevOps or SRE or platform, Docker and Kubernetes are a must. Okay, so definitely it will help you in switching your career. Ritika Rao says she's from DevOps and she has 7 years of experiences in database administration. Sure, Ritika, thanks for sharing your details, and definitely you will feel this course much more relevant and much more useful to you. Okay, guys. let the introduction flowing in, and we will start our session, and we will discuss why this course is important, and basically why Docker and Kubernetes. Why do we need Docker and Kubernetes? All of these things we will learn. But before that, let me open a small pane to tell you a quick story. Okay, a quick story about a small team uh, in a big enterprise or a startup, and they want to give a product, and they want to roll out a product, and how Docker and Kubernetes is gonna help them. With that, we will start our session to give you a brief introduction to Docker and Kubernetes today itself, and then we will go towards like how my pedagogy, that is my learning style, would be, and how you can better tune to the session and other things, and also what you can get from these sessions, and what you will learn, and how what is the best way you can learn from the sessions and all. And don't like leave till the end. I have very good surprise bonuses for you. So stay tuned till end of the session. So let me start quickly with what is Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, I know some of you might be knowing Docker and Kubernetes, and if you already know, that's fantastic. If somebody don't know, just try to learn from this thing. So let's take this as a refresher. So second issue. Fine. There was a team. There was a team called Alpha Team. This team want to deliver a wonderful e-commerce web application like Amazon.com or Flipkart.com or Walmart.com or whatever.com. So they want to roll out an e-commerce application globally so that people around the world can cater to their needs, and they can get whatever they want from this particular e-commerce application of yours. So your client comes to you and tells you, "Hey, Ruxana, I want e-commerce application built to my needs, and also it should be so automated, and it should be so smooth, and it should be catering to the global audience of our global consumers." So now, your role as a DevOps engineer or platform engineer is to take the developers code from the source code repository, that is GitHub.com or Bitbucket.com or Azure repos or wherever. Okay, they will be keeping their code, right? So let's say there are four people out there, four developers out there. These developers, let's say for the sake of introduction, let's take four of your names. So let's say Balu is there, and then Mr. Raju is there, and Mustafa is there. So let's say all of you, Sam, Rosemary, everyone, Ritika, and everyone are developers. Let's say you guys have developed your code. What do you do in software development lifecycle? In agile methodology, what do you do? Generally, you build your share of it, and you push it to a source code repository like github.com, for example. Okay. So now your lead, let's say me, my role is to collect all the code and keep it in the code base. After certain code checks and other things, you will raise a pull request. I will approve it after rigorous code review and all. Now your code is ready. Your code is ready for a particular feature. Now you are DevOps engineer. Now she or he has to take this code and deliver it to the end users. How do they deliver? Usually, earlier, long ago, so long ago, what used to happen? There used to be, DevOps in a different style. There would be an ops team, and they would take this code, and they would build this in their local server, and then they would be deploying it into a dev server. Okay, they would be taking and building it into a dev server, and it will be open to the QA team, and QA team will test it, and they would say that okay, some issues are there, or if it is good, QA pass, or something. And fantastic, people are so happy. Now their application is QA pass, and they will deploy it to production. In for those freshers, I will be just explaining the language. For those experienced people, you already know. So production means a environment or a setup which is your application is exposed to the end users. Okay, That is called production, just in simple terms. Okay, just try to understand that. In production, that means the application is open to end users to use it. Now, once you deploy this, suddenly many of the times stop even not working as expected. Even QA team uh, gave a thumbs up, but when it was deployed to production, it broke. Then everybody got together. They discussed. There were several war rooms created to address this issue. So they understood one thing. Dev teams are saying our code is perfect. There is no issue. And operations team like DevOps and platform and these guys are saying our infrastructure is perfect. There is no issue. And the blame game starts between devs and operations team. Then they would start figuring out a solution. Like like due to this conflict and constant blame game, people came together, the genius brains came together, and they thought that no, this is not the way things should work. We should have a setup. We should have a setup where the the servers where we deploy and test should not matter. Should not matter. Whatever the code that has been built, tested, should be exactly run in the production, so that we should make sure that the expectation of the developers as they tested in QA and dev environments should be the same in production environment. So for that purpose, earlier what used to do, the server which used for developers to develop, that is their machine configuration. The QAs used to test in their own servers. The configuration of that machine used to be slightly different. And there used to be some playbooks called Ansible playbooks to make sure that the servers are all in the same configuration. And there is so much, hustle, bustle, and all. Okay. But still there were some hiccups. So they thought that no, instead of we making the servers configurations equal, why not make the code itself disassociated with whatever infra we have. So let's take the code and put it in whatever infra, it should work perfect. Like your pizza, so which it is baked in your whatever the oven you bake it. Once you put it in a box that fits, that's good. You can deliver it, right? So similarly, your code should move without any hiccups across the environments. Fantastic. Everybody's like, okay, nice. How do we achieve it? How do we achieve? So let's then the genius people, those mighty brains out there, they came up with something called let's not you know have virtual machines. Let's do one thing. Let's package the code. Let's package the code into small chunks of code called containers. By packaging the code and necessary libraries and dependencies, let's call them dependencies, and package it into a small code and run it irrespective of the environment which is there. Earlier, what used to happen, there used to be something called virtual machines. These virtual machines used to host the servers, and each virtual machine will have certain amount of memory, certain amount of CPU, and certain configurations associated. Now, these virtual machines used to have their own operating system, right? Virtual machine has their own operating system. So whenever I want to test it, test my application after deployment and reboot it, it used to take so much time to boot up. And also virtual machine, if it is not used to the optimum levels, my CPU and memory and all getting wasted. Okay. So in future sessions, in 1 2 sessions, we'll be learning about what are hypervisors and how virtualization became popular and how containerization has evolved and all. But for now, just understand that even VMs will fall short of our expectation to move the code from development to production without any hiccups. So, in the parallelly, there was also one revolution silently happening in that development world. Okay, so this is all about infra I'm talking. In parallelly, development world, what was happening 10 15 years back? The code people write, right? That used to be a whole single block of code with multiple functionalities and all, but packaged into one. They used to call it monolithic type of code. Monolith means a single rock in geological terms. They translate it to code base, saying that a single piece of code block for the entire your e-commerce platform. Now, when something goes wrong, it is very difficult to figure out what to do with and where the bug lies under it. So even developers want to find a solution so that they don't want to spend so much time in the whole code base. They want to have each functionality loosely coupled to other functionalities. For example, I have my e-commerce. For example, if you go to Amazon.com, what do you see? You see cart, you see products, you see games, you see payment gateway page, and many other things, right? So why don't we split these things into simple applications rather than a one big elephant-like application, mammoth application? Let's break that down into smaller applications, but they all should work together to give the impression as a single application to the end user. For the end user, it should be a single application, but when we develop, it should be a set of or a bunch of smaller applications. So from this thought, there arose a revolution called microservices based architecture. Okay, so what is a microservice? A microservice is a smaller service which takes a certain amount of functionality of the main code and fulfills that responsibility. So all the functionality, for example, you want to look for mobiles in a particular e-commerce. Then the mobiles and related electronics accessories can be made into a microservice. Or if you want to have a front end separately, and within the front end you need to have a micro front ends, then you can have certain microservices. So these microservices were built. This revolution was happening silently in the parallel. Okay, so now you have smaller services called microservices, and they need to be deployed and tested faster way and parallelly also. So then came a revolution called agile methodology, where you will have parallel development of one microservice, and once it is completed, the first service microservice development is completed. It will be given to QA people to test, and parallelly, a second microservices will be started for development while the testing for first microservices happen. So this kind of agile methodology needs, needs faster and faster deployment times and shorter testing times. So, they looked at operations people and they asked, hey, DevOps people, and we are here and we have this revolution, but we need a sort of help from you guys. They are also saying that, yes, we are also looking for certain type of smaller applications rather than your bunch mammoth like applications. So how about we both collaborate? Then they both came together and they brought a revolutionary technology called containers. A container is a set of smaller code base that is like your microservice code, along with certain dependencies which are required for your code to run, and certain libraries as well. So what are these libraries? What are dependencies? That is what we will learn during the first half of the course, that is Docker. Okay. So when they package this without an operating system, then people ask, without an operating system, how does this particular service is going to start? How is it going to boot? Because it needs certain boot files and all, and it needs a kernel to work with, right? Then they thought, no, it doesn't need. Rather, what it does is it will use the kernel of the host. What is a kernel? What is a host? All you will learn in future. Kernel means it's a heart of a operating system. Okay. Now it will make use of the server's kernel or server's operating system, whichever is available. That means it is one. Unlike VM, it doesn't need an operating system, but it is packaged with the necessary code and libraries so that it can be started quickly. It doesn't need any boot time. Within milliseconds, it will start, and we can test, update, and reload it. So a container is a packaged code base with along with libraries. Now container is good. We have how do we build containers? Then people said, let's have something called container engine, and there are several things like you know uh, Docker became famous container runtime engine, which will help you in building these containers. So okay, these are good. Then what is Kubernetes? Why do we need Kubernetes? So once the containers are built, you need them to run on a efficient platform, right? So in order to there are if you see a big application like Amazon, there will be hundreds of microservices, and each microservices will have this such kind of containers, right? So humanly it is not possible to manage all these things. So you need to manage these containers like a captain, or in Greek we call Kubernetes. Kubernetes means a captain, a helmsman. That means the one who manages the ship with containers, right? So these containers have to be managed properly using a tool called Kubernetes. A Kubernetes is a tool, or a piece of wonderful software which will help us in deploying our applications and managing the microservices, so that they can serve to the end customer. So today the takeaway is that a container is a code base packaged code with along with dependencies. How Docker helps in building these containers, taking this container and running this container is done by Kubernetes. So Docker and Kubernetes are two tools which will help in software development lifecycle, so that they will cut short the development time, cut short the testing time, and also and faster the help in faster deployment of your applications. Understood? You will learn much more in depth when in further sessions. I just want to clear the air and around. If you absolutely don't know what Docker and Kubernetes is, these are Docker is a containerization tool. Kubernetes is an orchestration tool. Orchestration means managing the life cycle, sort of. Okay, so Docker is a containerization tool. Kubernetes is a orchestration tool. They both have to work hand in hand together, so that they will provide their best possible results. So this is about brief introduction to Kubernetes. So any queries till now, please put it in the chat, and I'll tell about like what we learned in the course by going into our course in index. Okay, so we will see look at what we are going to cover in the course and not all. Okay, any doubts, gentlemen and ladies? So any doubts? Hi, Mustafa. Mustafa is from US and he's working as a DevOps engineer, and he wants to learn Docker. Definitely, this is the right platform for you to learn Docker. Okay. So if there are no doubts, then I'll go ahead and okay. There is one person Kubernetes cluster upgrade we will learn. Yes, in the upgradation of Kubernetes, we will learn at the end of the course. Kubernetes cluster working and all we will learn in the course. Upgrades will be learned uh, during. We will take one end-to-end project. In that project, we will be demonstrating how to do Kubernetes cluster upgrades as well. And there will be a special session on Kubernetes, advanced Kubernetes troubleshooting as well. And in that also, we will learn about upgrades and issues related to upgrades, how to solve. Okay, Atul? Sure. So let's start with Docker is runtime. What do you mean by runtime? Very good question, Sal. So whenever an application is is built, basically what do? We take the code. Like let's example Java. Okay, you have built your Java application. You have taken the code base and you have compiled it and kept it. But if you don't execute the compiled code, you will not run the application, right? So when you say runtime environment, that means when an application is up and running by starting the application. So Docker is runtime means, see, Docker is containerization engine basically. When you say Docker runtime, that means it is a way of saying that your application containers. See, there are images and containers. Okay, you will get confused if I tell you, but basically, when you take the code and package it, it becomes an image. Okay, and when you run one instance of an image as an application and it starts, that becomes a container. So when I say Docker builds container, you know, Docker builds the containers. That means it actually builds a image first, and then it helps. Docker also helps in running the containers in its environment. That's why we call runtime environment means when an application, where exactly the application is actually running. Is it clear, Sav? Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and let's discuss some brief aspects about why this particular session is unique and what are the unique things which the what do you call what are the benefits and which I'm going to deliver and which the course offers you. Okay. So basically, why to learn Docker and Kubernetes? Most of you are clear. So basically, whichever role you are in, whether you are a developer or testing or DB or you are into DevOps, industry needs Docker and Kubernetes understanding. There is a very good friend of mine who is a Java lead, and she just recently connected with me saying that why do I need Docker and Kubernetes? I'm a Java lead and I want to become a Java architect. Why do I need the Vijay? Then I said, see, I don't want to name her. See, you are a Java lead, but as a Java lead, don't you want to make sure that your Java application is developed much more faster, and then it will not have any bugs when it goes to production. And also, the Java, the code which you build should not behave in any other manner when it goes from one environment to another environment. So in that case, you need Docker and Kubernetes. So, so developers are expected to learn Docker and Kubernetes. And if I should not say DevOps, because DevOps, obviously you need to learn Docker and Kubernetes. It's a must. Even now, even Java, .NET, whatever developer you are, they are expecting Docker and Kubernetes understand. And the job market is full for Docker and Kubernetes. Of course, if you're a developer, you need a development background. If you're a DevOps engineer, you need CI/CD background. So, but whichever environment you are in, whichever stream you are in, this became a mandatory kind of thing. Okay, so like an athlete need to have a skill of endurance. Every IT engineer now needs Docker and Kubernetes. And also, if you are a seasoned manager and senior engineer, you need to know how to make your existing system much more suitable to agile methodology. And also, if you want to switch your career also, Docker and Kubernetes will very much help you in moving in having the transition. Okay, so there will be uncertain times in IT because of any geopolitical concerns or anything. But in order to make your future proof, you need to learn, upgrade, and continuously upgrade yourself. So Docker and Kubernetes is a very good step in that journey towards making your career future. Okay. And then there are certain challenges. You can learn Docker and Kubernetes from anywhere, guys. Okay. Let me be very frank with you. But are they really relevant? Do they provide you uh, uh, the latest upgrades in happening in Kubernetes or Docker? Do they teach you like how the latest developments in Kubernetes add value to your work? And do you get hands-on guidance from them? And can you interact with them in real time? No, all of these things I will provide in this course. I will tell whatever is real time, whatever is the crux and what is happening, what is the latest development. I will add those to the as a value addition. And you can every course every day we will it's a live sessions with recorded videos provided to you and the necessary documents, any files, any scripts, any things which I deliver will be available to you in the learning portal. So apart from that, so what sets Logic Labs, Docker, and Kubernetes separate from any other session? Because it is delivered by a real-time expert, that is me, and I have 12 years experience in building environments on multiple cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, so I have took part in a certain amount of migration projects as well, so I can bring that experience as well here to teach you absolute real time scenarios, how you can how what are the scenarios you are going to face both in interview and also in the real world. So my classes will be catering to that, both of them. So for example, if you go to an interview, if they ask what kind of questions you might face from a particular topic, and also when you go to a real world, what exactly your lead or what your client expects from you from that particular aspect of the class, so that you can link together and you will be much more confident in executing your job. Okay, so real time guidance will be there from me, and at the end of the course, you will get an end to end project. And also see, every day I will be providing you, document, and every other day you will be giving a lab guide, okay, which you need to execute step by step at your own environment, so that you will learn by doing everything hands-on. Okay, so these labs which I demonstrate, you put your recording, you get your lab guide from the portal and execute, pardon me, execute by yourself, so that you will learn it much better. Okay, so there will be around like 20 to 22 labs I will be providing. So there will be so many labs. Your weekends you can spend learning, or you can spend you can learn any day you want. So then the curriculum has been updated from past year. You see much more developments in terms of Docker Cloud, and certain aspects like build kits are being wider and wider popular in industry utilization. So I will be discussing them as well. And you need to know competitors also. So I'll be touching upon certain things like Podman and Containerd and other things, and why they are needed to learn. Because in earlier sessions I didn't discuss, because nowadays you need to know certain aspects of uh, other alternatives as well. So I'll touch upon the basic. I won't go in depth, but this is more about Docker. Still, Docker is the industry leader, so we'll touch upon that. And in Kubernetes aspect as well, there are much more developments happening, and in Kubernetes 1.33, there are much more, advanced nuances that are changing. So I'll be touching upon latest advancements and also the classical things. So you will have a good mixture of what is a solid foundation, and over the top of that foundation, you will learn advanced aspects and latest things as well. And of course, you will have instant feedback and support from me, and I will be providing my personal mail ID at the end of the course, and you can get your any doubts. You can mail me, and I'll be helping you out. So, is it useful for QA? Yes, definitely, Sam. See, even QA engineers need to work with the Docker containers and work with spinning up of container and executing and write your test scenarios and executing those test scenarios, right? Docker and Kubernetes will be useful for, because you are also part of this life cycle chain of software development, right? So yes, it is useful for you as well, for QA engineers also. So that's, guys. Tomorrow we will go into some more depth about why do we need Docker, and slowly we will delve deep into things. And let's go ahead and see the structure of the course. This course has been designed in a way that it covers 30 sessions. We will not be having weekend. Saturday and Sunday will be holidays for you. Monday to Friday we will have sessions, and roughly 30 sessions will be taken up by this course, and I will cover in depth about all these conflicts. So we'll start with the Docker introduction. We have started the course introduction today. Tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting the introduction to Docker and introduction to containers, and then we will understand what Docker architecture is, and then how to work with Docker and Docker Compose, different terms used in Docker, what are those components, each of that like client, daemon, registry, and images. We will delve deep into working with Docker images, and at every stage, you will have a hands-on lab with you, which will give you necessary commands, necessary steps, so that you can execute and build your own Docker. First, you can install Docker at your setup, and you can run images, build images, and run containers. Everything will be hands-on here. Okay, then we will go to creating certain advanced concept like multi-stage Docker images and other things. Then we will address certain aspects of containerization like volumes and networking. Then we need to save those built images. So we will learn about registry, and then we will see certain advanced aspects of Docker like build kit and Docker cloud. Then we will start with Kubernetes. Roughly from after 15 to 16 sessions, we will or something like that, plus or minus 2 sessions. We'll start with Kubernetes, and we'll start from scratch as like Docker. We'll start from scratch here. Why do we need Kubernetes? Why do we need orchestration? And then we'll go to installing Kubernetes in several ways. We have broadly three scenarios. We will set up in a test environment. We will see how real world how Kubernetes is set up on a bare metal server, and that is called classical Kubernetes, and how Kubernetes can be set up in cloud. So in throughout our Kubernetes course, we will be here and there. We will be using one cloud provider, that is AWS. So because AWS is still the leader in the market, we will be using AWS for our demonstrations for managed Kubernetes and certain VM setup and other things. Okay, but parallelly, as I am aware of and certified in GCP and Azure as well, I will be providing wherever Azure related inputs are required. For example, setting up a AKS cluster, setting up a GKE cluster. I will be providing you documents, but demonstration I will be showing in AWS EKS. Okay, got it? This is very important. You should have it in mind. Okay, so then we'll start with setting up Kubernetes, understanding different components and architecture of Kubernetes, what Kubernetes is, what are different components of Kubernetes, and what are different types of interaction with Kubernetes, like what are imperative commands, what are declarative style of working with Kubernetes and Docker. So we'll understand all those nuances. Then we'll go to managed Kubernetes, that is Kubernetes on cloud. We will understand how to set up Kubernetes cluster on AWS, Azure, and GCP. And then we'll go to learn about advanced concepts using one of the we will take up a EKS cluster. We will understand how the containers and different aspects or objects of Kubernetes like deployment, replica sets, and much more things, how to work with them. We will understand. We will see how to expose our application. That means once the application is running, how to make sure that the application is available to other users outside world. We will see that using load balancers services, and then we need to save the data generated by these applications. So we learn about storage concepts like persistent volumes and persistent volume claims and dynamic persistent volume claims. So then we'll go to configuring Kubernetes workloads using config maps, secrets, probes, and much more things. Okay. And then we will see certain advanced scheduling aspects, which will help you in optimizing your workloads to the to the nodes which you have under your Kubernetes cluster. So what is a cluster? What is a node? You will understand when we go to architecture of the Kubernetes. So don't worry about these jargons which I use. So I'm using it so that you can get familiar with it, so that when you go to interview, you will use the jargon, because you are a professional. You are going to be a Kubernetes and Docker professional. So you should be speaking in the terms of how a professional will speak. So you need to learn those jargon. So I'll be often make an attempt to make you comfortable with those jargon. Okay. So then we'll go to role-based access control, that is security aspects of Kubernetes. Then we'll go to networking, how networking is done in Kubernetes, how you expose your application to the outside world using ingress controllers and certain restrictions, how to apply how to manage the traffic and interaction between pods and other things using policies or network policies and other things. Then we will see, look at backing up and restoring of Kubernetes clusters and monitoring and troubleshooting. So this is what we are going to cover in extensive depth in our course. And at the end of the course, we will have a live live project on how to deploy an application, containerize it, deploy a containerized application into a Kubernetes cluster. You will build the image using Docker and you'll deploy it into a Kubernetes cluster, and how to make use of the concepts we have learned and deliver a industry grade application to the outside world. So it's like you are in real world how we deploy a small project. It will be of the same standard. Okay, so you will get this individual project alone will be taken up by many of the outside YouTubers and other institutes, and they make a course about it. But I as an instructor, I want to deliver it as a part of this course. Okay, so and thank you so much for staying with me all this time. So, as a sort of thank you, I want to give you some more bonuses as well. Since you were part of this course, whoever registered for this course will get a a wonderful course on Prometheus and Grafana, which is a monitoring and visualization tools. Prometheus is a monitoring tool which will if you have known about what is logs and metrics and all. So basically, Prometheus collects your quantifiable information about your resources and shows that on Grafana. Basically, it will help you to know the status of your resources like cluster and troubleshoot it whenever an issue happens and get alerts and other. So we have a wonderful course delivered by myself. So you will get that absolutely free of cost with this course. And I will be sharing with you multiple resumes which will cater to freshers, middle level experience, and also senior level. So I will be sharing with you multiple resumes on Docker and Kubernetes, which the essential components you can take up and incorporate into your resume, so that they will act as a what do you call pointer string. And as I said, I will be giving you a real-time project along with the GitHub repo link where you can get the manifest files and every command you write. So what you can do, this real-time project you can take up, put it in your GitHub repo, clone it into your GitHub repo, and showcase it to your potential employers. So they know that now you can build such a kind of project. So when they recruit you, they take you on board, they can expect that level of standard from you, right? So in order to get you job ready, this real time project is very very useful. And as and when there are any latest updates, I'll be providing them to you. And of course, interview tips and guidance techniques wherever in most of the sessions I'll be touching upon what are the interview angle to this particular thing, what are expectations out of this particular concept. For example, if you are covering Docker multi-stage, I will be explaining you what kind of questions you can expect in interviews, and also in real world scenario when you are into a project, how do you use this particular Docker multi-stage incorporate into your workflow. So both ways, okay. One, in your job, making you job ready. Another way, making you execute your job once you land up with a good offer. Okay. So basically, my intention is to make sure you are proficient. After at the end of this course, you should be proficient with Docker, Docker and Kubernetes, so that you can set up work with Docker, and also you can manage a Kubernetes cluster end to end. So that's the goal and crux of this course. I want you to all learn, and my best wishes in for all of you. So in order to join this course, I'm going to share with you you know the link. You must join this WhatsApp group. This is the single source of information for all of you. Okay, you will get the details of all the course information every day. You will receive the agenda for the next day, as an audio message so that you can learn, you will know firsthand what is going to be discussed in next class. So all the information will be broadcasted to you through this WhatsApp channel. So please be subscribe to this. This is must. And then you will have the support group where our team will help you in solving any issues if you have. So as part of this course, the first three sessions are demo sessions. You can attend them, audit them, and then from the fourth session onwards, only registered participants will be able to attend the session, and only registered students can get the documents whichever I'm going to share and the recorded videos as well. So this is guys, if you feel that this course is going to add value to your career and you will be benefited from this course, kindly go ahead and register for this course and let's start our journey from tomorrow onwards. Okay, any doubts, if you want to clarify, I'm here. You can raise your hand and I will try to address your queries. And for the payment and all, payment link will be provided to you in a while, just a minute. And in the meantime, if you have any queries, put it in the chat or raise your queries. Any queries, any doubts? Let me put the payment link as well. By the way, if somebody says you that Docker Kubernetes is not required for your career, then ask any developer who recently landed with any company. Ask them whether they got questions and they expected Docker and Kubernetes from you or not. So you will understand. You will get the answer right away there itself. Okay. So it's immaterial whether you are QA or a developer or a test engineer or a DB database engineer or anyone, but it is mandatory that you should learn Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. And not only that, after the session ends, okay, if you have any queries like how to transition, or if you have any technical or non-technical, if it is in my scope of capability, I'll try to help you. For example, many of my old students, they mail me regarding certain aspects and certain areas of their work. Wherever I can help, I will be trying to help them. And yeah, so that will be definitely help you once your course is completed. So guys, so any query, let me know. And I'm also going to share with you the payment link. Second, guys, where is the payment link? Yeah, sure. Da, 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 da. With the payment link, and I'm going to share it with you. And also, if you feel that like any additional cloud related resources are required, like for example certification guidance. For example, many of you might be looking at having a certification done like CKA, CKD, or Azure administrator, or Azure solutions architect, or GCP. So if you need any certification related support, if it is in my scope of things, I will definitely provide you those things. As a part of this course, I will be providing you certification dumps for CKA that will be uh, helpful for you in clearing your exam. Okay, CKA exam. So that is also will be provided to you along with the resumes and this thing. Okay, so second, guys. Where is the link? Okay, I'm pasting the link. Just a second. Okay. So here, let's take this. Every session will be interactive, and we, you know, we'll be raising questions. You can ask me whatever the whatever the doubts you have. Yes, this is the link. Copy the link. Okay, guys, this is the link for payment. And if you have any, yeah, sure, Balu, definitely. And this is the guys. If you have any doubts, connect with the support team. And I have shared the link details as well and the WhatsApp group as well. Looking forward to meet you and see you there. And all the best. And see you tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 a.m. sharp. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. See you. Tata. Bye. Oh, yeah, sure, Nagbabu. Let me unmute you. Yeah, Nagbabu, you can unmute yourself and ask your query.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hi.
Yeah, purely I am looking for the Kubernetes related code. So I have experience into the AWS DevOps side, but Kubernetes
Uh-huh.
side specifically, I am checking blue-green
Yeah.
deployment, tainting, and
Okay.
Kubernetes
Yeah.
backup and stateful sets, daemon sets,
Yeah.
persistent warnings, RBAC, Kafka.
Yes.
So and Argo CD GitOps. So is it this will be included in the Kubernetes or
The deployment strategies like blue green and canary based deployments and Argo CD. These things will be touched upon during the project demonstration. I have told you that there will be an end-to-end project, right? These deployment strategies we will cover at the end of the course. I will try to incorporate
Mhm.
during the course as well. And regarding what did you said? You said persistent volumes and working with storage, networking, and other things will be part of the course. You don't need to explicitly ask it. And Kafka we won't cover. Kafka is not scope of the course because again, if I cover Kafka, it will run into so many sessions and it is difficult. But what I
Okay,
can show you is
Carpenter will be there, sir. Carpenter and HPA.
no, no, no. We will not be covering external tools. We will be covering at max. We will be covering this managed Kubernetes and working with kind and other setups as well.
Sure, sir. I'm happy with this. Like you are providing the blue-green deployment and the
Yes, yes.
uh,
That is important.
yeah.
That I will tell. That is
Hel
important.
Hel even Helm and Argo also you are going to cover, right?
Helm. One session I will take up. Helm, how to build Helm charts and how to work with Helm charts. I will teach you. And Argo CD again. See, Argo is also part of deployment, right, Nagbabu? So Argo
Oh,
CD
okay.
is for our deployment, right? Blue, green, or canary. So I will
Oh,
teach you how to deploy our application with Argo CD during the project end-to-end demonstration. And also, if you
sure,
need any
sure.
particular topic, anything, drop me. If possible, I will cover during the course. Otherwise, I will provide you the references and any notes which I have. I will share with you. Like for example, you are asking about carpenter, right? Just drop me a mail if you absolutely need a particular concept. Let me know. I cannot if I cannot cover it in the course because it might not be suitable for wider audience. Then I will share the resource with you.
Sure, sir. I will. From when it will be? I mean, may I know the session timings
Ah,
and then when it will
Yeah, the
start?
session timing starts from 7:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, like today only. Like today, how you have joined at 7:30 a.m. 7:30 to
Mhm.
8:30. Our session will be there Monday to Friday. And initial first 10 to 12 or at max, one or two sessions. First, we will understand Docker in depth, and then we'll proceed to Kubernetes.
Sure, sir. Recordings will be available.
Yes, recordings and whatever the PPTs I present, whatever the documents, step-by-step documentation I provide you during the demonstration, a lab document will also be provided.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure, Nagbabu. Thank you.
Yes,
You
thank
can go ahead. Yeah. Anyone else? Anybody has any query? Thank you, Syed. Thank you, Ruxana. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Mustafa. And thank you, Nagbabu, and everyone for joining the session. And we will sign up now and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, okay. Sorry. Then it is a different WhatsApp link. I will share it. Sorry if any miscommunication. Okay. I'll be sharing the correct WhatsApp link. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sharing the correct WhatsApp link with you. Sorry for that. This is the WhatsApp chat link. This is the correct link. Please join this WhatsApp link and get the information about the course related agenda and what we're going to learn in the future sessions. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. See you at the class and have a wonderful day ahead and let's learn Kubernetes. Bye bye.
Sir, one last question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, I just want to know the deployment. Suppose what kind of application? Suppose if you are taking the backend Node.js application, you are
Mhm.
going to integrate with the backend and the front end application or a plain backend application. How may I know
We
the
will
about
be
the
taking up a
deployment?
we will take up a three-tier web application, Babu. A front end, a back end, and a DB tier. We take a SQL or PostgreSQL. We will see the integration as well. How
Sure,
there
sure.
are services within a Kubernetes cluster, how they interact with each other. How our ingress controller will route the traffic from external to internal, and how each of the services interact with each other. So that also we'll see.
Sure, sure. Thank you, sir.
Sure, Doctor. Yeah. Bye. Any doubt, guys? Any other doubts? Let me know. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
We are. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye.